Hi, welcome to the channel. This is a different video for me, and it's basically to say that I got something wrong and to set the record straight. Mainly because I used the tau rule in a particular way in a tournament, and then continued on to discuss it in that way in the comments while I chatted to you guys. It's about the tau for the greater good ability. Now let me explain how it should work, and how I got it wrong. The rule is the tau faction ability to buff shooting, and for a faction that generally hits on 4s, getting a +1 is pretty important. Let's be honest, the rule could have been written in a less confusing way. There's lots of this unit, that unit discussions, and I really did think I had the rule understood. In fact, in the tournament I discussed the rule with players in the TO during games, and people seemed to agree, so it's not just me who found this a bit confusing. Anyway, the idea is that units work in pairs. You have a shooting unit, and then you select another unit that acts as an observer for you. You select a target unit and then get +1 to hit them. The shooting and observer unit must have line of sight to the target, so this doesn't work for indirect fire. If the observer unit has the mark like keyword, then you also get to ignore cover, and the shooter becomes a guided unit and the target becomes a spotted unit. This is the only faction in the game where the main buff also includes a negative.
A spokesman said, "This is the one thing we didn't want to happen."
If in the interaction of having an observer and being guided, you shoot a different target that's not your spotted unit, a normal thing when you split fire for example, then you get -1 to hit. I think this part of the rule just needs removing. Something of note though, for the greater good ability improves your ballistic skill by 1, but it stacks with other abilities like the buff for being stationary with heavy weapons, as that improves your hit roll by 1. Heavy weapons staying still can hit on 2s, which is nice. The way I originally interpreted it was to not select the shooting unit first in the steps, which opened up the opportunity to do multi-guiding of a single unit. A nice idea for split fire, but wrong. The actual rule says select a shooting unit first, and an observer can be anything eligible to shoot and isn't a fortification, battle shots, or already an observer. And what this means, and is something open up for me, is that a unit that has shot can then act as an observer for another unit when it shoots. You can change shooting units because once a unit is shot, it is still eligible to shoot. This really helps my list building, as I previously had to dedicate units just to be an observer, but actually all my good guns can still get their +1 buff and then observe afterwards. There is also the case that certain units will observe better for you. The ones that have mark like keyword or a marker drone, Pathfinders can guide twice, Tetras allow reroll all hits, and stealth units give reroll 1s to wound, which is probably the best of the observer abilities. First then, apologies for any wrong information I may have given in my videos or in comments as I've done some chatting with you. And secondly, a big apology to the tournament organisers and the players of that tournament for playing the rule wrong the whole time. It was an early 10th tournament and I'm sure everyone was getting a few things wrong, still I finally got round to making a video on this to put things right, and I hope it might have clarified things for other people who thought this rule was a bit confusing. Well, I'll see you again soon. Bye.